Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be finally starting off my reactions to a series that is very near and dear to my heart, that being the Australian supernatural teen drama series H2O, Just Add Water. And obviously we're gonna be starting off the reactions with the first two episodes of season 1, those being Metamorphosis and Pool Party. And not gonna lie, super excited to get into this, as I am every time I start the series, but especially so for this one because it's a show that I adored as a kid, and it's one of the first shows that gave me the feeling of wanting to be a girl. Because if you haven't noticed, I'm trans. I know it's kind of awkward to kind of just throw it at you right here in the beginning, but I feel like it's something we have to just get out of the way as soon as possible so you're not confused or weirded out or anything. But yes, I am trans, and also I need your help because I'm stuck not really being able to transition. So I would really appreciate it if you could help me out, really. I don't want to guilt trip you or anything, but truly it would help a lot, and it would mean a lot to me if you could help me out. I explain a little bit more at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to learn more in regards to that. And if even after that you have further questions in regards to me being trans, feel free to ask. I'm open to answer it, unless it's like something too personal, but anyway. So this is one of the first shows that kind of gave me the feeling of, I guess you could say, both gender euphoria and dysphoria. And it's been also the same during my preparation for this reaction, because I heard the intro theme a couple of times and watched the intro itself, and it really it made me shockingly dysphoric, if I gotta be honest. But hopefully I'm not gonna have too much of an issue with that as I'm watching this series, you know? Anyway, yeah, this is a series that I've watched when it originally aired. It's a series that I used to watch with my older female cousin, and it's a show that we loved watching, and we loved role-playing afterwards, which is where the gender euphoria side of things kind of comes in. And I honestly just can't wait to rewatch it, because I haven't watched it in probably a decade at this point. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into it. Before we do though, I do want to share with you guys the fact that you can get a full-on version of this reaction over on my Patreon or Ko-fi account, where by subscribing to the specific tiers I've created for it, you can get access to some or all of my full-on reactions, which includes cartoons like my recent reactions to Ben 10, short live-action TV series like this one, long live-action TV series like Ghost Whisperer, and movie full-length reactions to all the movies that I cover on the channel, which so far includes a couple of horror movies and a lot of TMNT movies, which I don't really expect for you guys to be interested in, but anyway. You can also alternatively just stick with the YouTube version of these reactions, since I do my best to keep the best parts of the reactions in the YouTube videos, but there's always going to be that one scene that you wanted to see me react to, and I just didn't manage to put it in the reaction, so I'd say it's worth it, but ultimately it's completely up to you, so yeah. Anyway, enough chit chat. Without further ado, let's start off the reaction with the first episode, Metamorphosis, in 3, 2, 1. Man, I'm so happy to be reacting to this show.
Emma, you were really motoring there. I'll do better than that tomorrow. Give me 2 weeks and I'll be ready for regionals. So cool.
After watching that Alex Myers video, I only say so cool exactly like that. It's just so funny to me now. It's also going to be a little bit awkward for me to get used to the Australian accents, because I don't really watch Australian shows, you know? Here comes Ricky!
Zane Bennett's a pig.
Said Ricky, and yet... Man, the acting is not really that great for this first episode, I'm not gonna lie. It's not bad, but it's... That's what you deserve, douchebag! I don't know necessarily how boat licenses work, but don't you need one to like drive a boat? Also, when I was a kid, I actually didn't know Australia existed, so to me this was just weird America, you know?
Wanna ride?
It definitely weirded me out how
My mother?
sea-based this American series was, because I wasn't aware that there were places as sea-based as this in America. But this is not America, it's Australia.
I think we're out of fuel. Feel like paddling to that island? Mako Island? Forget
Is
it.
that CGI?
Everyone goes there. It's surrounded by sharks and reefs and mangroves. Well, it's all we've got.
I love the Mako theme. It's such an iconic sound, man. It brings me back to the days when the show was originally airing. Okay, looking at this, it makes me think that it is an actual island. Tell me down in the comments below. I'm definitely curious. I've never really looked into it.
Emma's always really prepared. I'm so happy for her. I'm not getting any signal. We should try and get to high ground.
Right behind you. You know, when I was a kid, I always thought how dumb it is to slip at a place like this, but to be honest, it's wet rock. Fair is fair.
I've got to go down and get her.
I love this iconic slide entrance, man. I love the fact that you have to slide down it. Dude, I love the soundtrack of this show. It's so mystical and magical, and I love it. And the moon pool. Dude, it's so good to be back. That is obviously CGI.
Not going to erupt, is it? It's been dormant for 20,000 years. I think we're safe.
And also, you're literally at the bottom of the thing, so... No, it's not gonna erupt. One in, two left to go.
Not going to like this.
Here we go. Dude, this is so cool! And the score is so good as well.
Spooky. Okay, now concentrate.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely wish that would happen to me, as probably all the people who watch this show did. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Man, the 10-second thing is actually correct. Oh.
Clear, you can't stay there forever.
Well, she's gonna have to stay for a while. That's a cool shot. You know, I really always wondered, how did nobody see her there? She's like in the middle of a public park or some shit. And nobody sees her? I really love those suits for the mermaid tails though. It's the best mermaid tails I've ever seen, honestly.
What's going on? That's what I want to know.
We look like mermaids.
I've told you before, you're not funny. Mermaids don't exist.
Well, you exist, so...
Oh no, it's Lewis. I forgot he's helping me with biology today.
Man, I just realized that
Lewis?
I'm at the stage of the growth of my hair that looks exactly like his right now.
What? Do you know anything about mermaids? Are you crazy?
No, this is really
Oh man,
serious.
I
If we
love
find out
Ricky.
about this, we could be
I honestly
in
think
trouble.
she's probably the
Maybe
best
something
acted
very
right off the
strange has
bat.
happened to us. 3, 4.
Not really 10 this time. I mean, it's cool though. It's so cool. Or to quote Cleo, so cool. Man, this show made swimming so fucking cool looking. And I definitely tried to swim like that. Like with the flowiness, you know?
My father didn't appreciate having the water police knock on his door.
But why didn't you fucking put her on the boat?
I don't like people making me look bad, Cleo.
You made
Especially
yourself
chicks
bad.
like you.
In front of your dad, you mean, Zane? Sounds like you're scared of him.
You think you're better than me, Lewis? Is that it?
Almost everyone's better than you. Live with it.
I love that.
Tough guy. Got yourself a protector, have you, Cleo?
She doesn't need one, asshole.
It's not going to do you any good. You know, Cleo, one of these days, with or without Lewis, something really bad might happen to you.
You were saying? Haha. I love his shocked face. So far, I already love Louis and Ricky.
We climb out of the
You know, this CGI used to look much better when I was a
and it
kid.
grows even more.
Where's the extra water coming from?
I don't know.
And I've definitely tried that as well. I've definitely had the whole H2O fan experience.
Not fair. Why don't I get to do the cool stuff?
I don't think cool is the word. It's scary.
It's not.
But you should have
It's
seen the look on
awesome.
Zane's face.
Whatever happens, we're in this together.
Doesn't mean we're married, does it?
Now that-
It's 2007. You still. I mean, actually, when did Australia legalize gay marriage? I actually am not aware of it, but probably it was after this. I don't know. Okay. So first episode of this show, definitely a little weak. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely enjoyed watching it, and I enjoyed getting back into the show after a decade of not watching it. But I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely cheesy, it's definitely corny as hell, and there's definitely weak acting. I'm not necessarily trying to say anything about the actors of the show or anything, because I do enjoy them in the long run. But in this first episode, which probably was a pilot, there's just a lot of wonkiness in it that kind of prevents me from truly enjoying it. And I guess there's also the fact that I did watch that Alex Myers video that he did on this, and usually whenever I check out a reaction or a video covering something before watching said thing, my entertainment of it is kind of ruined, so I don't enjoy it as much. But yeah, it was a fine episode. I feel like it's the bigger issue is more so that I guess the first two episodes should kind of have been one, and I still haven't seen the second episode, so maybe it has more going for it. But I feel like this episode on its own didn't really have too much going on in terms of plot stuff. Sure, it was supposed to be establishing everything and setting up the story and the like, but I feel like there should have been still something more going on. And the pacing, while fast, at the same time was also kind of weirdly slow, because we really breezed through everything to get to them getting the tails. and then it was over. Like, I feel like it was kind of weirdly structured like that. I feel like maybe we should have focused more of the episode on them establishing the characters and everything that happens, and then you have them turn into the mermaids at the end of the episode as a cliffhanger instead of this, which, I mean, what do you even call this ending here? They just decide that they're gonna keep it a secret. We don't even have Ricky's power yet. I'm pretty sure that happens next episode, but still, I don't know. It feels like there was more they could have done to this first episode, you know? It feels like the first episode of what should have been the first episode of the show was split in two. Because I'm pretty sure from what I remember about episode 2 that one feels like a more conclusive opening for the show. So yeah, this one is definitely a little bit weak, which is why I'm going to give it a rating of 7.6 out of 10. Which, while not the best, it's still decent rating, you know? It's a 7.6 out of 10. And I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the vibes. I enjoyed the atmosphere of the show. I enjoyed hearing, once again, those iconic soundtracks of the show. It's great. It's great to be back. And I can't wait to continue reacting to it. So I think we should just get into episode 2, Pool Party, especially because I'm pretty sure that's a better episode. So without further ado, let's get into episode 2, Pool Party, in 3, 2, 1. You know, I always wonder where the hell do their clothes go whenever they transform? Like, they disappear into the ether and then they reform back when they are dry. Kids and their memes. Man, Ricky's really enjoying swimming with the fishes. I mean, that's the coolest reaction. I think that's why I like her right off the bat so much. Because she reacts how I would react, you know? Because it's cool. It's just cool. Although it was, I've learned in the years since watching the show originally, I wouldn't be swimming with the dolphins, that's for sure.
Why would we be locked up? Because we're different? Because we can do things that other girls can't do? Because they're scared of us? Fine. I won't tell anyone. Except Lewis.
No, Cleo. Not Lewis. Not anyone.
Okay. Don't worry.
I understand her struggles with wanting to tell people stuff. I get it. It eats me when I'm hiding something. Although I haven't told my parents about this.
Our very own surfing god, the beautiful Byron, for winning his special prize. What prize? Whatever it is they give out for surfing.
Are you going to Miriam's party?
Of course I'm going.
Now don't forget, girls, bring your best bikinis. It's a pool party.
Right.
Oh shit.
Well, seeing as you're going,
I've changed my mind. I'm not going. I think we should go. For Byron, not for Miriam. Surfing's just like swimming. It takes a lot of hard work and training. You need to know everyone's supporting you. You like Byron,
There's gonna be
don't you?
plenty of people supporting him
No
though.
way. Control. Then we can go to the party. I'll text Lewis. You do realize you're gonna have to swim to test this theory? What? No way. Forget it.
Can you stop flip-flopping? It's kind of annoying,
Come
Cleo.
on.
who leaked the information? This is my secret, highly classified fishing spot. Someone must have blabbed.
Sorry.
Let's join you all for a swim then.
We're naked, Lewis.
I kind of like how confident he is.
Dip then.
Goodbye, Lewis.
The offer was there.
I remember him being more nerdy rather than confident like he is here, you know?
Why me? I didn't ask for any of this to happen.
And yet you're using the powers right now. So stop whining, please.
You think you've got problems? I've been training to be a swimmer since I was 6 months old.
Well, say goodbye to that dream because we're mer freaks now.
You two are unbelievable. Look at yourselves. You're drinking water from mid-air. And Emma, you just made an instant icy pop. Anybody else would love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You've both got these amazing powers, and all you do is whinge, whinge, whinge. I don't even have a power. Do you hear me complaining?
A little.
No.
Right now.
Well, I've had enough. I don't want to hang around with whinges.
Lewis, what do you think of Ricky?
You know those stonefish that kind of look like a rock? You could shoot enough poison to kill an entire football team in half a second. She kind of reminds me of one of those.
Oh man, he's actually really good. I'm really enjoying him. Man, there's some really awkward acting in this show this early on. To be honest, I also remember it being like that. Season 1 is probably the weakest season. I think overall season 2 is probably the best.
What a hero.
Great, so go.
You think?
Yeah, whatever blows your hair back. Cleo, I don't get you. 1 minute you're going, and then you're not, and now you're going again.
I know the struggle of struggling to choose, but the thing is, whenever you're struggling to choose something, you've already chosen. You just don't know it
Are you
yet.
sure you can afford to miss training again?
Well, I asked her to go to Miriam's party like 100 times, and every time she changed her mind.
Maybe she doesn't like you.
That's
Did you
not
think
it.
about that?
Yes, actually did cross my mind. But then I thought, oh no, she hangs around with you, her standards must be pretty low.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Lewis.
ouch!
No, can you tell me what's wrong or not? Please? No, there is.
I'm not even speaking to her at the
The
moment.
two best characters right now are talking to each other and it's
I'm
gold.
trying to be alone right now, so if you could just...
What the? Ow! It's hot.
Dude, I can listen to the soundtrack of this show all day. They did a really good job with it.
Negative stuff.
Honestly, I feel like Ricky's power is the best. Because it's also the most OP when you think about it, because she's the only one of them who can easily dry herself thanks to her power.
What do you want to show me?
Are you naked again?
We're having a bit of a girl talk, Lewis.
Yes, but are you naked?
Go, Lewis.
No, I'm here to fish. But I'm having withdrawals. I need the relaxation. If anyone's going, it's you guys.
Don't push it, Lewis.
Yeah, shouldn't you be following Cleo around?
No way. I'm totally over that, trust me. I don't know
Sure.
what's going on with Cleo lately. She just can't make up her mind. You see what I mean? It's Cleo. She's going to the party again. Give up.
Lewis, you've got to do us a favour. Make sure Cleo doesn't go to the party on her own. Call her back.
No, I'm here to fish.
Lewis, this is important. She could be in trouble.
I am not some lackey. I am not some all-purpose servant.
Said he as he is calling on the phone.
Jump. Headphones off.
She could be in big trouble, Lewis. You like her, don't you?
Well, in a friendship kind of way.
Sure, sure.
Well,
Keep telling yourself that.
Cleo, I don't think it's a good idea that you're here. Sick people make me feel sick.
You should go.
no, I'm fine. Really, it's nothing. I can still party.
Man, this hits differently after 2020. I don't understand why she's so pushy to go. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Look who's here. Just when we wanted a bit of fun.
No. Get back.
Just run through the bushes or something. You don't have to stay there, Cleo. You have no situational awareness.
Now it's your turn.
Oh no, I was just cruising by. I thought I'd drop in.
What's with the fishing gear?
I never leave home without it. Have you seen Cleo?
She's round by the pool spraying
Oh
skills.
man, I love Lewis. He's so awesome. He's the MVP, honestly.
What do you reckon, Nate?
Let her go, Zane!
You insist?
Oh shit!
You have a brain?
You told me to let her go. I I let her go.
Fuck you.
Lewis, you have to help me.
I don't understand why he's afraid.
Leave me. I really need your help.
Like, I would be shocked, sure, but it feels like he's afraid.
Can you guys give me a hand? She weighs a ton.
We can't. If we get wet, we'll grow tails too. Is that what you want?
Both of you? All of you?
Yep.
Seriously?
Ow, that stings.
That's a lot of steam, Jesus.
Parties aren't really my thing. See you guys.
I respect you, Byron.
Bored. Nice pecs. Nice attitude.
Man, I'm really vibing with Ricky. She pointed out his cool attitude. Hell yeah.
You freeze things, you explode things, and you boil things.
No,
And you all grow tails.
she's not Piper from Charmed. She can
bizarre.
fucking raise water out of nowhere.
I don't have a word for it. I do. 3 of them. Totally, absolutely awesome.
Hell yeah, it is. Okay, so I definitely think this was a better episode overall. It had more of a story and plot and had actual like event that was the focus on the plot, that being the party. And it had dramatic moments, it had some funny moments, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely am not enjoying the show as much as I thought I was going to. But to be honest, the first season of the show is kind of weak. So I'm also not surprised that I feel the way I feel about this show. It's gonna get better. I'm open to getting through it, especially because I also already have experience with some other shows, which at first weren't necessarily the best, but then they definitely got better in second seasons and the like. So it's not gonna be long until it gets better. I'm pretty sure like halfway through the season there start to be some really cool episodes. I just feel like the first season is kind of corny and experimental compared to season 2 and season 3, honestly. So there's that. And it's also definitely old. Like it's from what, 2005 or 6 or something. So there's also that quality of it as well. But honestly, it's fine. It's cool to be back. I think the biggest thing that kind of is causing me to not necessarily enjoy it as much is the accents. Because I'm just so not used to them sounding the way they do, and especially the Australian accents. It's not something I'm used to. I don't really watch anything from Australia. I've all my life, since I've learned to speak English and understand English, I've watched UK TV and then American TV. Nothing really Australian. This is like the only Australian show that I've watched, and I haven't ever watched it in English, you know? So it is a little bit of a thing to get through, but it's not too big of a deal, honestly. I think the biggest issue is just that it's kind of wonky in the beginning, this show, but I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying Ricky. I'm enjoying Lewis a lot. But it definitely feels, I guess, like a kids show more than I remember it being, so there's that. But yeah, I'm definitely having fun, and I'm also anyway gonna be recording the next episode reaction today as well, so I'm gonna see if I'm gonna enjoy it more for the next 2 episodes or not, but I think I probably will. I think the wonkiness is gonna kind of disappear, because there's definitely some cool episodes in season 1 that I remember, or I think those episodes are in season 1 anyway, but yeah, I don't know. So I think I gave the first episode like a 7.6 out of 10, so for this one, I'm honestly gonna give it an 8.1 out of 10. I think it was actually pretty fun. I like that Ricky finally got her power. And like I said, her power is straight up the most OP and useful one. Because, sure, it's cool to have any of the 3 powers. I would be happy to have any of the 3 powers. But at the same time, what benefit would the freezing be if I was a mermaid? Nothing really. The lifting of the water, again, kind of cool, but it's mostly cool to screw around with it than anything else. But in terms of usefulness, Ricky's power is definitely the most useful because she can dry herself up very easily and avoid getting caught very easily. And I was just reminded of something for the sequel series, Mako Mermaids, which I assume most of you already know about, but I can't wait to get there as well. I definitely feel like I'll have far more opinions about Mako Mermaids though, because there's things about that show that really bothered me when I first watched it, but it was cool. So yeah, overall, I'm honestly satisfied with these first 2 episodes. It was fun watching it. It definitely feels Australian. Because I think there was another show. I've definitely watched some Australian shows now that I think about it. There was this Australian show that was, I think, called like something like Weird Science or whatever, where a teenage boy and a teenage girl get hit by a technological ray that makes them super smart. And that was a really cool series to watch. Probably will rewatch it at some point on the channel. Then there was also The Elephant Princess, I think it was called. That was another really cool series that I watched, and I definitely want to rewatch that on the channel. But yeah, I've just not really watched them in English, so it's something that I definitely need to get used to a little bit. But yeah, what did you guys think about these 2 episodes? Comment those down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 7 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, Hotshot Ninja, Edsap123, Soap93160, and Tia Rose Gelatly. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me and have continued to support me for such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not already know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do in my videos. That thing being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman, though I am unsure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people. But that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really ever accept the fact that I'm trans if they ever found out, it's not really feasible or easy for me to transition here with minimal to no repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything. I don't want you to feel like you have to help me. So if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's okay. Don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me get out of this situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!